Alright, and we are live. Hello everyone. Welcome to my second stream. Alright, and we are live. Hello everyone. Hold on, I'm setting myself up into my second stream. Alright, and we are live. Hello everyone. Hold on, I'm setting myself up into my second stream. Alright, and we are live. Hello everyone. Hold on, I'm setting myself. All right. Okay, I think that fixed it. Today is sort of a bit of a, nope, I didn't fix it. What am I doing wrong? Anyway, while I try to figure out what I'm doing wrong with my sound, let me apologize in advance. I have the nasty plague version of the flu that's going around now, so my ability to think is a little bit dimmed. As an example, I cannot figure out how to turn on my sound, so I'm not hearing myself. Well, I guess I'm just stuck hearing myself for now, so hopefully it won't mess me up too much. And I really hope it's not sending a feedback link for any viewers who might happen to be there right now. So I had planned to play a little bit of Bless today because I got so excited when the dev team sent out a talk with the devs this morning. And I got that all set up, and then the new patch that they put in since the last time I played made it impossible for me to start it streaming, so now I'm back to D&D. And oh, I see what's going on. I've got my Twitch open. Okay, we'll mute that right up. You can see I am completely brain dead today, so hopefully this will go all right. Now, last time I made a little poison monk that I had a lot of fun playing with, but had some problems because I couldn't find some short swords. And then I made a little bard, and I had a lot of positive feedback about the bard, so I thought that I would play her a little bit today and kind of talk about bards. I'm finding her ridiculously fun. I've maxed my charming abilities on her, so I pretty much just wander into dungeons and make the enemies do my fighting for me. Let the game load in a little bit. Now I can move. You can see on this character I am in... This is my gilded character, so I have the billions of guild buffs up at the top. Her loot is a lot better than the ungilded character. She's obviously a little bit more capable in combat thanks to all of these buffs. So let us figure out what to do now and go find something to do. Actually, let me ask my guild. There, I'll click it off. So, adventures. I think what I'm going to do is go and do Irestone Inlet. It is one of my favorite adventures. You may see me die a little bit. I'm not sure what kind of balance in terms of power it's going to be for this character. Whoops. But we will find out. Fix my little hotbars there. I like to have a million hotbars open even though I don't fill them up right away. Mostly because I like to get used to where I'm planning to put things out. So you can see all the empty spaces. It's on my mind because I've been writing an article about tab targeting versus action, and one of the things I've discussed in it is hotbars. Let's go to Irestone Inlet. Oh, it's a little bit below level, so I should be fine, even in my reduced capacity. Summon my cleric just because. Yes, hello cleric. So now let's wander off. Give myself some buffs. Bards are great because they have the ability to use magic device, which means I can pretty much use a bazillion wands, and you can see them all over my hotbar. These are defensive wands here. These are some offensive wands. I've got my Healy wands and my Detecting Secret Door wands, and what's down here? Yes, my debuffing wands. Pretty much wands are tons of fun when you have these magic device.
Of hobgoblins can be heard nearby.
Now I know he's got some buddies, so we're gonna fail to charm him. Try it again. There. And now we get attacked. So, anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about Bless, even though I'm playing D&D Online right now, because I'm just incredibly excited about Bless. I have been waiting for this game for years now. Getting it to the Western market has proved to be a bit of an issue for them. I know I mentioned this a while ago for previous viewers before I started my Patreon and doing this officially every week. They had themselves a publisher and then it fell through, and a while ago they announced that they were putting it out themselves on Steam, and then they sort of fell quiet again. I'm ridiculously excited about this. I'm hoping that they do really well because cleric go attack. I feel like if they manage to do well launching it themselves via Steam, we may start to see less in the way of I hesitate to call them middlemen, but I guess that's essentially what they are. I mean, classically speaking, when Asian games come west, unless they're a big presence like, you know, NCSoft or whatever, they hire themselves out to other studios. The infamous ones are like Aria, I'm totally blanking. I should be able to pull up a list, and normally I could. But this time, NeoWiz has decided that they are going to put it out themselves. I'm repeating myself now. So basically, what takes games so long when they're coming to the West is the developer, in this case with Bless, is NeoWiz. They find themselves a Western third-party developer, and then you have to deal with communications between the third-party developer as they Westernize and the development studios who are wherever they happen to be, in this case Korea. And so I'm debuffed. A lot of the delays happen as the Westernization team talks to the dev team and back and forth, and they have to figure out and negotiate what they want to do, what the dev team won't let them do. It's just a very long process and kind of annoying sometimes. So if NeoWiz is doing this themselves, I'm really hoping it's going to cut that out, and we may start seeing a lot more game designers doing that, which would drastically reduce the time we have to wait for games, as well as the time that it takes them to develop. You know, let's get some little charms going here. I wonder if we can get that cleric, which to me can only be a good thing. Now, I know that I tend to be very unpopular in my views because I like Asian games. One of the big reasons is I like to grind. I like to have things take a long period of time. I like to have my achievements mean something, and I feel like most of the time when they come west, that portion of the game is kind of removed. So, we'll see. I'm excited. They are renewing the combat system, so I'm a little excited to see that and curious to see it as well. But I'm not playing Bless right now, I'm playing D&D Online, so let's get back to discussing D&D Online. I am a little bit distracted, but you can see how much fun it is making all of my opponents do my fighting for me. Thus far, I'm finding this build to be the best build in terms of my capabilities, but a big portion of that might be because I have classically always loved crowd control. Oh, look at that, I got a short sword. Now that I don't need them anymore for my baby monk, I'm of course going to start pulling them up in droves. So anyway, I'm classically a crowd control person. I like to heal and I like crowd control, but if you give me a choice between the two, I will choose crowd control any day of the week, and 3 times on Sunday to finish out the phrase, I suppose. Cleric. I should probably be on Reaper mode because they're doing 20% extra Reaper mode this weekend, but I feel like my brain is such mud today that would only result in a million deaths. I actually miss crowd control quite a lot. It's been vanishing in games of late. There used to be a time when I played an enchanter in EQ when I could lock down an entire group, leaving just one monster up for everybody to beat on, take care of the ads, and have a whole lot of fun. Can't really do that anymore. But the bard gets pretty close with all of my wonderful, lovely charms. You can see on my hotbar, this is a charm person. This is a suggestion, which so far as I can tell works on just about everything. This makes things dance, which locks them down from acting. This one here, Grease, just makes things fall on their butts if they failed their save. This one I often use if I'm having trouble charming because it reduces their will saves. However, it's very obnoxious to look at. It actually shows up as this really obnoxious pattern. It's called a hypnotic pattern, so I guess you shouldn't be too surprised when it looks annoying. Here, I'll cast it coming up
The
here.
briny air stinks unmistakably of ogre.
I'm probably gonna die. My spell failed. Come on, go! There we go, we got one charmed. For some reason my hypnotic pattern is just refusing to go off. So I'll have to show it to you in a little bit. Save my cleric. One of the things on low-level Dungeons & Dragons Online is these two shamans that I've got charmed are really obnoxious.
The first mate of the Bomb
They
has fought his last battle.
cast Ray of Enfeeblement on you. You can see I'm debuffed right here. And it pretty much reduces your strength to next to nothing. You can see my strength here has been down, dropped to 5. On my monk, that's actually a serious problem because she becomes uncentered due to all of the stuff she's carrying and then can't use any of her monk abilities.
Yar's orders say
I say
he's to
her even
sail
though
on
I love
Storm
monks, so
Reach
I have
and block
50,000.
the harbor. Keep him from leaving the inlet.
Oh, Wand of Fear. Alright, let's go get some gunpowder. I know I killed a bunch up here and left some gunpowder. We're gonna blow up a pirate ship. There we go. I think once I'm done with this mission, I will go to Three Barrel Cove. Let's do a pirate theme today. Two kegs. I should start fascinating. I got out of the habit a little bit because Fascinate is a signature bard ability, but I've found when I'm in groups, groups just start whacking the mobs and they wake everything up. So I kind of got out of the habit of using it. It is a great ability though. I'll use it up on the next group. First we'll break his charm and kill him. Let's charm that cleric. Or not, he saves. He saves again. Okay, Fascinate. There you can see. Well, I'm not sure what hit him. Now, I'm going full crowd control on this character, so you can see, or you could see until I killed it, the little musical notes and stuff. I'll zoom in shortly in my next fight and show you. I'm going up the Spellsinger line. Oh, I'm too enfeebled to take my loot. I have to wait a minute, unless my cleric has restoration. She does. Okay, cast that on me. Now I can take my loot. Set this person free. Grab the powder kegs and move on to the next group so I can finish talking about Fascinate. The base ability is basically, it's sort of a stun. It just makes the mobs stop moving. and they sort of stand there listening to my music. We'll kill him and then I'll move into. Move into what I'm talking about. I'm told that the text is a little bit too small to read, so here we go. Haunting melody. What it does is it adds what they call haunting to my songs, and for 20 seconds it reduces their savings throws, skill checks, and attack rolls, which means using this and then charming is the way to go. What I don't actually know, this ability here, the obnoxious pattern that I was talking about, reduces their saves as well. It should stack, but I'm not actually sure if it does or not. It doesn't say what kind. Alright, let's fascinate these little guys and then I will zoom in. Come on. Once again, oh, here we go. I'll zoom in real close. You can see he's haunted and bluffed. If I had a backstab with him turned like that, I would have been able to backstab him. Oh, we got some ads coming in. I'll talk to the crew member. Crew member's gone. I need more. Oh man, look at this, how enfeebled I am. Yep, I can't take anything else. Dungeons & Dragons Online is kind of fun because, like classic EQ, the effects that get put on you actually are visible. So when you're blinded, your screen turns black. I don't think you can actually get drunk in this the way you could in EQ, but that was fun as well. It would actually affect your running. There used to be naked gnome runs through various places. Drunk. It was fun. I should, for those of you who have been watching for it, finish up that article on tab targeting and get that out tomorrow. Oh, and speaking of upcoming content, I hope that people are planning to be here on Saturday. I announced this previously, but I will announce it again. I'm all excited. We will have Casey McGeever and Matt Wilson from the Ship of Heroes team coming to chat with me and show us some stuff on this Twitch channel on Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, if I recall correctly. Although I wouldn't put it past me to be a little bit wrong on that, so I'll just tab out since I'm talking about it and check real quick. I don't want to give the wrong time. Check my own Patreon for my own announcement. And yes, indeed, Saturday, January 20th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, this Twitch channel, we will have Ship of Heroes team here talking about the current state of the game, some of the improvements since the last time I spoke with them, showing off some stuff. It should be a good time, and I'm really looking forward to it. Last time I did it, it was a private conversation. Oh, I'm low on health. And I just wrote about it to share some of the information, but this time it will be live, so anyone in the audience can chat and ask their questions and maybe get them answered. You can listen to them watch as we go. It ought to be a lot of fun. I am really looking forward to Ship of Heroes. As anyone who's been paying attention to my Patreon feed can tell, I've kind of been talking about it quite a bit since I started. I played a lot of City of Heroes before that game shut down. Predictably enough, I was a controller. There, I saved her. Oh, I'm overloaded again, so... You see what I mean about these guys being a pain. Sort of the low to mid levels. There are a lot of debuffs going on. The Necropolis and the Catacombs and Dalara's Tomb, which are all filled with undead, get even more. I had my level reduced the last time I was in there to quite a low level. Oh, did I get my loot? I did. So we have 2 crew members left to rescue, find the first mate, and booby trap the ship and blow it up. Let's get rid of this gunpowder, so we'll go deal with the ship first real quick. Although they're right there, I'll take a pause. This is probably not a very good showcase of the bard because it is below my level, so I'm kind of cake walking through here. And that guy, he saves. Let's try a hypnotic pattern. And I get it going this time. I cannot. What is going on? Oh, he's breaking his charm. Go kill him now. I'm all debuffed again. I love this map. I mean, who doesn't love, you know, pirates and blowing things up and lots of treasure. There's lots and lots of treasure. I'm too overloaded to take it again, so I have to wait that out. My little dude. Grab my treasure. Okay. And now, off we go to blow up the pirate ship. When doing this on level appropriate character, it's a lot of fun, pretty hectic. You get occasional random bosses. Sometimes there's one right up here, but this one's not there now. One of the reasons I like this so much is it really keeps you on your toes. There are a lot of stealthing pathers that wander around. You can see there's one group of pathing, although they're not invisible.
Yar-Yar's schooner has been discovered at the end of the inlet. Yar-Yar would be stranded without it.
I wonder if I'm just failing to cast that because of my armor. I would think I would get at least one off, but the odds about such things can sometimes be a little bit strange. the gunpowder. And set the fuse.
Yar's schooner has been transformed into a floating bomb. You hear a bellowing voice not far away. Probably Yar realizing he's stuck
In
ashore.
a minute, the ship will blow up. And now we go kill stuff again. Actually, 3-barrel Cove may be a little bit too small for me too. I'm going to turn it over. I can. Go forth and kill my minion. And once again, not all characters are going to have this amount of problem with being overloaded. With my bard, I decided to try something a little, I guess I should call it a little hippie. Let me kill this over. Or have my cleric kill the ogre because I am so encumbered. I'm just moving at a snail's pace. Go get him. If I can just get them off, I will. Kind of talk about why this character has such a problem with strength debuffs. I know I mentioned last week that this game has serious amounts of character customization. It is, you know, why I love it so much and why it continues to draw me back again and again and again. And one of the things is there is the Harper agent line, which everyone can have if they're VIP, which I am. And one of the things that it allows you to do is use your intelligence to add to your bonus damage and your chances to hit. So instead of worrying about upping my strength and my dexterity, I boosted my intelligence and my charisma. I like the skill points, so I decided to try it. Boosted my charisma as high as it can go. It's currently a 26. My intelligence is a 22. My strength is a 13. My dex is a 13. So basically, I like the Harper line so much, I decided, why split up my ability points? Let's bump them into intelligence and then take this tree here so that I can use intelligence to fight with, but it leaves me weak to the strength debuffs. As you can see, everything is kind of a trade-off. This is just such a great line. It gives you hit points, it gives you resistances, it gives you additional enhancements which increases your damage and stuff, chances to hit, some skill boosts which are sorta, I guess if your build wants it then you can take that. More resistance, extra spell points, extra power, which boosts your damage when you take all the way up to here. We've got some feats, well, powers that work like feats, except they don't actually increase your spell points like the equivalent feats do, so that's really nice to take. The majority of my investment will be in the Spellsinger Bard, but I am going up this tree and to a certain extent the Drow tree, because, pardon me, the extra damage when dual wielding is nice. Eventually I want to get some dual wielding action in. Right now I'm just using a one-handed sword and a little buckler. But let's see. For now, onward. I highly recommend, by the way, if you live in a place where the flu is taking over, that you I don't know, live in your house. This really feels like the plague. We went out to dinner with some friends on Sunday, and I'm pretty sure that's when I got it. Let's get some mana points back. We can rest 2. And now we're good to go. So I'm going to hopefully figure out why it is that I could not get Bless up and streaming. I had a lot of fun showing that game off, and it's just great for, you know, even if you just want to deal with the pets and the mounts. You can pretty much tame everything in that game. So I've got characters who are riding scorpions and others who are riding goats. You can get a big crocodile mount. Just get some sharp light on. You know, you can just die. We're gonna get debuffed again. But you can see here the effects I was talking about. I've moved out of that cloud. Oh, we've got a boss over here. Okay. Clean that marksman. And hopefully he will start shooting this dancy little kobold. Blast him.
Scar-tongue flails in agony, then stops moving altogether.
I hate that spell so much. On my baby monk, when I get the clerics casting that at me, if I don't make my save, it's pretty much insta-kill. We'll get my treasure. I suppose that'd be good if you play a tank like. I don't. Find Yar Yar. Off we go to find the pirate. One of the interesting things you can see, hopefully, the skill Listen allows you to hear invisible things. You can see there's something, the dog there. It shows you these little red. See if I can pass it without dying. That was nice. Okay. Unfortunately, my little guy killed the things I was trying to charm. He's saving. And I know there is a treasure somewhere. There it is. Whoa, we've killed the pirate. We'll get even more treasure and loot. Wand of recitation. Oh, I quite like that. +2 luck bonus to attack rolls, armor class, and saves. Oh, I'm debuffed. There we go. And now we go tell the remainders of the people here that they can celebrate, for we have killed the pirate. And maybe I'll try an adventure in Reaper mode, see if I can survive.
Steamtusk howls in triumph.
Yargar is dead. The Banshee is avenged. 3 cheers for our bonny rescuers.
Well, I completed a mission without dying. I sort of ended ignobly last time, so I will feel a little bit accomplished with this, even though it was below level. I'll take my victories where I can, right? Now, let's see, what treasure do we have as a reward? Goggles of Spot. Kind of pointless for me. One of these days I should get into crafting, so I'm not relying on random treasure loot and oh, I quite like those. Okay, we'll take those and equip them. Picks +4. And now I'll just delete those because it is starter gear and you cannot sell starter gear. Now, there are many vendors scattered throughout the game. I know that there's a guild vendor who buys things for a little bit better than the general vendors. And then there are specialty vendors in the marketplace, which is where I'm headed now, that will buy things for better than the guild vendor, I believe. So let's just go eke out as much loot as we can. Pardon me. They are down here. This will take a minute because I never can remember which ones buy what. I've got nothing he wants. I've got nothing he wants. You can see, of course, they pay more money, but it can be... Oh, I have things he wants. Use bastard swords. I think I'll actually hold on to that. That might be nice on my monk. I'll have to compare it with the gear she's got. I don't think I have anything he's gonna want. I do. Another falling ring. Well, I've already got boots, so I can get rid of that. And a bonus to my charisma. Am I wearing any charisma bonus gear? Looks like I am. Let's figure out what it is. Here it is. +3 and spell saves +2. +3 and acid spell. But I don't need that. Okay, we'll get rid of that. Like nothing he wants. Reflex saves and Constitution versus spell save. I think I'll keep what I'm wearing, so I'll ditch that. Sometimes I just go for the convenience of selling everything at the general store. I'm going to keep my feather falling boots. And in a minute, I think I'm just going to give up here and go do that just to get back into the action. Sell my gems. Let's see. I think that is a better. Keep my mace. Get rid of that because I don't need it. Heavy armor. I pretty much never play heavy armor classes in any game. The exception being some games where clerics get put in heavy armor. It's just like the casters, I guess. See if I've got any. Useless. Can't use that. I'll just get rid of all of it. And we're good to go. Oh, here's someone from my guild. Let's see. What else to do? I think I was talking about going to Three Barrel Cove, but I'm pretty sure that's a little bit too small for me. But apparently not, if I put it on a wheat. Okay. We'll go to Three Barrel Cove. Deal with some pirates. She's kind of pretty. Now, another great thing about Dungeons & Dragons Online is I feel like there's just a lot of content. There is way more stuff to do than I ever have time to do when leveling up on my characters. You can see, for example, this here that I keep pulling up while trying to decide what to do lists all of the quests in my level range that I can do. The yellow highlights are the one that I've got or have completed, and everything else in gray is what's left to do. Now you can see I'm level 7, and the level 7 stuff starts here. So if I just scroll down, you can see all of these undone quests. And those are the ones that I haven't done since starting this character and getting to level 7. So some of them I've never done at all. I mean, I have my favorite missions that I do with every new character, and pretty much doing those missions tends to put me up through the level. So eventually I should do them just for the favor. But you can see it just goes on and on. There's more up here. Whole bunch at level 10. Of course, I say that, and there are probably, you know, people who've been playing this game since it launched or whatever who would tell me, no, there's not enough content. But let's see. This guy will tell me what I haven't done yet. I'll talk to him. So there's quite a few missions. The cool thing with Three Barrel Cove is it's what's called a saga. And if you complete... oh, there's a mission up there I haven't taken. If you complete a series of missions in a saga, you get a significant reward at the end of it. I thought he had a quest, but apparently he does not. You can basically choose, you know, XP, a skill tome, which gives a permanent boost to a skill. Some guild renown, so if you're in a guild that's trying to level up, they're great to go through and do guild groups to just get people through it to level up the guild quite nicely. Here we are in the Cove. Wilderness areas like this one tend to be closer to... pardon me, I'm so sorry, I'm this sick while trying to stream here. Wilderness zones like this one tend to be closer to classical MMO style. You walk in and you kill a bunch of stuff. D&D is kind of weird because you can't just go find a place and kill things and level up the way you can. You can't grind to level.
The crow's nest is strategically placed to detect ships coming in and out of Three Barrel Cove.
Instead, in the wilderness areas, you have tiers. Like I have 75 of 100 slain. When I kill 100 things, I will get an XP bump. Garl's tomb killed me the last time. Rackham's trial. Those are both quite deadly for me at this point. We'll try Rackham's tomb again. You also get XP for discovering particular places in the wilderness zones and killing named bosses. There's one right down there. We'll see if he's there. I should probably equip to my mace. Although at this point it doesn't look like it really matters. Up until I find the boss. Where is... there he is. Steal his treasure. I'm an adventurer, I'm all about stealing treasure. We'll try Gnarl's Tomb. I've done so well so far, let's court death. Pretty sure I tried this one earlier and ended up dying. I can't charm undead, so it's a little bit tougher. Get my...
Our cave extends deep into the rock behind this waterfall.
Level 8, yeah, it's a little... On Elite, it's a higher level than I am, so... And we're off. Take good care of me, little cleric.
The grotto is warm and damp. The sound of dripping water surrounds you, and a faint, musky odor hangs in the air.
My ochres and jellies and stuff will damage gear. You definitely don't want to be hit by them. Go blast them with my wand. Die. There we go. Shaman. Oh, there's two shamans. Get out of that and just let my pet shaman handle things. I have some enhancements, possibly a feat that buffs my summoned, charmed, and hirelings. So the shaman that I have charmed will pretty much wipe the floor with any other on-level monster. Sometimes I literally will just charm something and then sit back and let it do my killing for me. Like that. He's gonna go start blasting. He should. Oh, but he's stuck. Go, little guy. Blast. Blast as though your life depends on it.
Something glistens far beneath the stone bridge.
Shoot that guy
Looks
too.
like a clutch of
Go get him, come
slimy
on.
eggs.
Oh, he's breaking his charm. Yeah, we'll have to kill him ourselves. That was easy.
The egg splits open, spilling
Kill the
rank-smelling
eggs.
jelly into the water. One down. 2 dozen.
Troglodytes are nasty and stinky when they bounce around. Gotta get out of this. Let's try fascinating. That's better.
You glimpse a glimmer of light behind the waterfall.
Every time I fight a troglodyte, they end up debuffing you with their nasty stench. I have to be glad that MMOs aren't so realistic that you can actually smell. Can you imagine how badly that must be, how badly that would actually smell in real life? They stink so bad they debuff. I think it makes you sick, nauseated or something. Go in and get this treasure here. The first time I walked into this room, I was like, I know these things. You can see they're even moving a little bit. And steal the treasure, and alive they come.
As the chest creaks open, the gargoyles around the chamber shudder to life. Grey Garl kept his treasures well protected.
Trying to back up now that Kazan and feeling. Surrounded. These things heal, they're really annoying. Oh, it looks like my blast damages them while they're healing. Okay. We'll just shoot them. Oh, it doesn't do enough to... Oh, I can charm them. That I did not know. Oh, that makes things easier. They look cool though, don't they? But he's gone kind of see-through. There we go. Nice face full of gargoyle. And we go onward in our quest to smash troglodyte eggs. Cove levers. Okay. Get a charm on him so he can help me kill those oozes. There we go. Make him blast them. If you're in a party and you encounter oozes and you happen to have a monk in your party, the monk is the best person to send on ooze duty because monk hand wraps don't get damaged by oozes and slimes. Come on, cleric, you can attack too. Oh, you are attacking. Looks like the warlord. He's going to attack. So look at him now. I do like the various systems in place
This huge echoing vault
that
was
make
once
things.
the hideout of Garl the Grey and his men.
Gotta get some charms
More
going on.
troglodytes' eggs lie in the system.
Those. Got a charm. I'll smash some eggs while my charm dominion takes care of things we need to. Oh, we got some other casters. Charm them right up. There is a low-level raid. It's around level 6 or 7. I think it would be a lot of fun to do one of these days, but finding a group to do it is a bit challenging. Like any aged games, most players at this point are well into their end game. Pardon me again. One thing that this game does that's really cool, I know I mentioned it last time, is the reincarnation, which is very similar to remorting in the old mods. I think I mentioned them as well. But basically, the old-time players go on what they call reincarnation runs, or TR trains. So you don't always get low-level grouping happening. You can. I'll give Dungeons & Dragons credit for that. The reincarnation means that there is more activity in the newbie zones for the age of the game than there are in most games that are this old. But so far as I can tell, the groups are just random, quick running missions to run through to level 20 or higher. And
Hissing
the
and snarling
lengthier
rise up
ones,
from
like
the water
the
below.
chronoscope,
This must be the troglodyte's main den.
aren't very active. I have seen people saying it can be soloed at this point, but I doubt that I can do it. I doubt that I can do it on a new account, on a new character with no reincarnated lives. My gear sucks. I don't have the resources to get very good gear, so I haven't even been into the instance. Although one of these days I'm going to take the character in there just to check it out and see what it is. I know there are what people call clickies, abilities with items with clickable abilities like spells. My cloak here, for example, has a cure clicky. But with my pocket healer, I rarely need it. This part is a pain in the ass. I always end up falling. I'm really... Oh, I should go that way. Really bad, see, at platforming. It doesn't matter how easy it is, I'm just terrible at it. I usually end up in games where they have platform type puzzles that you have to do to get through.
A huge troglodyte
I have
stirs
to
in the
end up
mist.
having people do it for me.
This is Alpha, chieftain of the tribe.
Charm. Shaman. Oh, you can charm. You're my friend, thank you. You can be my friend too. Or you can just die. Like Secret World.
Chieftain's Alpha.
I had a lot of fun with that game, but there were so many. All of the, I don't remember what they're called, the stealth puzzles, sabotage missions, a lot of them were basically platforming. You know, you have to run at the right speed and jump, and I'm just so bad at them. So I never did end up getting that complete task that comes with doing all of them without being spotted. Try this again. I have to get to these levers. guess I'll use a wand. You know, you little pocket healer, anytime. How can I do on me? Come on. Thank you. There we go. There's another one over there. I hate those guys. There's no good way to get to them. I'm debuffed again. Slowed. One good thing with Dungeons & Dragons Online in terms of these jumping things is there actually is a jump skill. And the higher your jump skill, the more you can jump. It does make these platform type things a lot more easy to manage. Let's see if I can... I'll just go this way and come at that leather from the other side. There we go. I made it without falling. It's too far. Oh, I have to get those. I fell again. Is there a ladder somewhere? There is not. So I'm stuck going up here again. I was hoping to get a little bit closer. Maybe coming at it from over here. Nope, not gonna happen. Do I have any potions of jump? I'm going to need them. I do. There we go. This should do. And we got the liver. Now to get the eggs and hopefully not to die to that warlock. Awesome. He fell, but that doesn't matter. Onward. Smash more tombs. You do get an XP bonus for smashing things, which is kind of cool. I don't always feel like taking the time to smash things, but sometimes more oozes. Sometimes I'm just feeling destructive.
Through the arches lies the way to Grey Garl's resting place. Red Islam.
Ever since they released the Ravenloft expansion, there have been these annoying hitches and freezes like the one you just saw. Oh, hey, I can fascinate oozes. There we go. Die, ooze. Stand there while you're killed. These things are dropped by champion mobs, and if you get a whole ton of them, you can get cool stuff like cosmetic effects. They've got some potions and things like that. I've never really taken a good look at the vendors. Or maybe I have and I'm too low level to see anything on them. Suddenly not really sure. So, onward we go. Did I just go the wrong way? I totally did. If you are ever in a group with me, by the way, never ever ever follow my lead. I can get lost even staring at my game map, especially if it's a game that has 3 dimensions. That's one of the reasons I stopped playing Guild Wars 2 so much, actually. I picked up the Heart of Thorns expansion, and the new zones in the Heart of Thorns. I know that they put out one after that, which I didn't pick up at all because I'm not playing that game anymore, but I was so disheartened when I got into the new zones for the Heart of Thorns because they are all 3-dimensional. Could not find anything, was constantly getting lost. It was just so incredibly frustrating. Alright.
Here, in this sea-flooded cave, are the last of the troglodytes' eggs.
I'm dead. No, I got you. Ah! Now I'm saved. I have 2 warlock buddies now. And they shall save the day for me. Last.
Sputtering, greasy slime, the last of the troglodytes' eggs, ruptures. The breeding grounds are destroyed.
Yeah, they're a little bit annoyed. Oops. Now they can be dead. Troglodytes. Get the treasure. Loot is good. And we're done. Oh, I got an envelope. I hit some sort of
The
favor
cave
threshold.
extends deep into the rock behind this
Let's
waterfall.
recall and see what that is. I'll have to get another cleric too. Contracts for the hirelings are temporary, so once you run out, you have to go get another one. I know that there are permanent ones. I've got one from, I think, the Shadowfall expansion, but I'm not high enough level to use him yet, so he's just sort of sitting in my inventory. I'll get rid of that and that. So, I guess at this moment I can talk a little bit about the favor system in this game. Let me just figure out how to get out of this little courtyard. Here we go. When you do the quests, you earn favor for the various factions in the game. Oh, he's gonna tell me he's not giving me any loot. I have to go do something else for him. Thieving pirates. There's the mailbox. And when you hit certain thresholds, which I just did, Capshaw the Crier. I made the free agents like me. They have a little store in the harbor. Go talk to them and get access to it. Just things like higher level healing kits and thieves tools and that sort of thing. I might as well go look at it now and see if there's anything useful in my bard, since I have to get a new cleric. But a lot of the premium content that you can buy in the store is actually accessible when you earn enough favor. I'd like to loot the Cove, take him to the harvest. So, the drow, for instance, like me, my cute little bard, you can buy the drow in the store, or you can earn 400 favor. And then all characters on the server that you've earned that favor for get access to whatever it is that you've earned. I'll show you here. See, my free agents is now up. I'm well known to them. Down at the bottom is your total favor, and that's where your account stands, or rather where the total favor on this character stands. I earned the 400 on another character, now I've only got 194 on this one. So to hit to the next threshold, I'm going to have to buy everything up on her, or earn everything up on her. The harder the difficulty of the quest, the more favor you earn, so it is worthwhile to do on elite mode. You get better loot, better XP, and more favor. I think I'll stop in my guild ship and redo my buffs. Super buff. Back to the harbor. I don't actually remember what this vendor has for me at this level of favor. First we'll talk to him. The vendor is right here. So you see, we've got healing kits, which allow you to help up teammates who get incapacitated. That's 0 hit points to -10. You die after -10. Repair kits, which lets you do the same for Warforged characters. Thieves tools, higher level healers kits, repairs, and thieves tools. +2 is a +4 bonus. Crude vials. I think those are used by used by rogues to make poisons and traps. I'm not a rogue. Useless to me. I'll go get another cleric. There are different classes that you can hire. You can get bards, clerics, favored souls, fighters, paladins, sorcerers, and wizards. At higher level, you can get access to. I'll go check out the Epic hirelings. So, you can see, here we have a barbarian, Fury of the Wild. Clerics, more favored souls, fighters. Rangers here, rogues. Wish I had low level rogues. You do actually gain XP bonuses for disabling traps in your quests, so having a rogue along can be very useful. Level 7. I want one with restoration. Do I have one with restoration? Now back. I really like the bonus offerings in their quests because they allow different classes the ability to do different things. You can have bonuses for finding secret doors, bonuses for disabling traps, bonuses for killing lots of monsters, smashing things. There are also bonuses for avoiding killing monsters. So if you're a stealth class and soloing through a dungeon, there are missions where you can just sneak through, not kill anything, and get your XP bonus from that. Back we go to the Cove. Let's see what he wants to tell me I should do next. We'll go prove our worth then. I don't feel like dealing with the undead of the second part of this quest, so if the boss man is telling me to prove my worth, I will go prove my worth. Do I have that quest? Where'd it go? This one is actually, I've done this on other characters. It may prove to be a problem on this one. We'll see. I think it's one of the puzzle dungeons. The boss is up down there, I'll go kill him.
The crow's nest is strategically placed to detect ships coming in and out of Three Barrel Cove.
Downward. Bosses must die. We'll see how I do without my cleric.
The Sea Witch is a familiar sight on the Thunder Sea, carrying goods of all description from island to island.
Let's make him dance. Haha. Oh. Haha, he saved. Dance. There we go. Dancing Minotaur. That makes that fight a lot easier. Pick up my treasure. I must always pick up loot. And get this treasure chest. I'm going here. Nope, that's Reckham's Trial. Carl's Tomb. Precious cargo. This is proving your worth. I really thought I had it. Let's see. I do have it. Oh, Reckham's trial. So, no, wait, that's Scoundrel's one. Goes to a chance. Reckham's trial, so that's where I'm going. I think I should probably cut this short so I stop sniffling in everybody's ears. But, oh, I had no idea he was here. Well, I'll kill him. Assuming I can even find my way. My ability to get lost really is legendary. I wonder if I can just dive down and go around. Let's try that. I think so. I have never actually been over there. I think I will take a little detour. There's gotta be a way up there. I think there'd be a way up there. Interesting. Ah, here we go. And now we'll see what's up in these ruins. Treasure, rare monsters, things to fight. Another glitch. I will tell you that has killed me so many times. There's nothing like completely locking up. And of course the monsters don't freeze, just you. Anything over here? Oh! I can get some XP up here. I see a name and some loot. Get some charming. Fight for me! Champion of the Devourer. I got 459 XP for that. not too shabby. First we'll free the warrior. No, we killed the priestess. Oh, and I've killed 100 monsters, so I got more XP. Treasure. See something sparkly. A crude altar. I wonder if there's anything here.
Now filled with rubble, this massive archway once led into the subterranean cove known as the Black Lock.
Alright, well, I think I'm gonna go check this thing out up here and then tune out. Thank you for
This crescent once
watching.
adorned the marketplace
I
bazaar.
hope that my
When the devils attacked, the sheer power of the
sick
infernal
self hasn't been
vortex
too
flung it
aggravating,
here.
and hopefully I feel better by Saturday. So once again, thanks a lot for tuning in. Please show up on Saturday. It should be loads of fun. We'll be talking with the Ship of Heroes guys, getting some superhero action in. For those of you who have been missing City of Heroes, Ship of Heroes is one of the games that's upcoming that is trying to be a spiritual successor. And thus far it's looking actually pretty good. So, yeah, show up then. We'll have some fun. We'll see some cool stuff. And I hope you have a good evening. Thanks for tuning in.